Innate immunity provides the body's first line of protection or defense against invasion or invaders like pathogens, bacteria, parasites, viruses, etc. It's not always enough to eliminate an infection, and that is where adaptive immunity comes in. It's also known as body specific defense system that develops after exposure to a particular antigen. Yes, so adaptive immunity has specific characteristics from the word adaptive. Adaptive. Number one, it is specific. It's an immunity that develops after exposure to a particular pathogen. So this immunity is specific to that pathogen. For example, if you are exposed to measles and your body develops adaptive immunity, the immunity will be specific to measles, so that in future, if you are exposed to that same measles, it can confer a level of immunity to you. So the immunity is specific to a particular pathogen. It's also slow. Because it takes time to develop, it's slow. It's not as quick as innate immunity. It's slower. It also has immunological memory that on future exposure to that pathogen, it can also confer immunity to you. It's specific, it's slow, it has immunological memory, and it develops after exposure to a particular pathogen. So what are the components of the adaptive immunity? Two major cells involved in adaptive immunity are called the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes, also known as the B cells and the T cells. The B lymphocytes, they are involved in humoral immunity, which means that it involves the production of antibodies. That is the function of the B lymphocytes in adaptive immunity. Upon sensitization by exposure to an antigen, it differentiates into plasma cells and memory cells. These plasma cells secrete antibodies that bind to the antigens, while the memory cells remain on future exposure to that antigen to confer immunity to you. The B lymphocytes, they are involved in humoral immunity. So when you hear humoral immunity, you know it's the B cells or the B lymphocytes that are involved. The next type of cells we have are the T lymphocytes or the T cells, and we have three types. These T cells, they are involved in cellular immunity, and we have three types of T lymphocytes. We have the T helper cells. These are the cells that the dendritic cells present antigens to. Remember that we said something in innate immunity. If you've not watched it, go and watch the video on innate immunity about the dendritic cells bridging the gap between innate and adaptive immunity. So these dendritic cells, they prepare antigens and present them to these T helper cells. So you can see the function. So these T helper cells help coordinate immune responses and other immune cells to the site of invasion or to clear off an infection. So we also have cytotoxic T cells, the CD8 cells. They are involved in killing off infected cells, cancerous cells, abnormal cells. Then we also have the Treg, T regulatory cells. They are involved in regulating immune responses. So under T lymphocytes, we have the T helper cells, the T cytotoxic T cells, and the T regulatory cells. These three cells work together to confer cellular immunity. When you hear B lymphocyte, humoral immunity. Humoral immunity means extracellular. The immunity B lymphocytes confer is extracellular immunity outside of the cell. While T lymphocytes, they confer cellular immunity. Their immunity happens inside of the cell. They can go inside the cell to kill off pathogens. B cell stays outside the cell. T cell can go inside the cell. So that is the major difference between B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes. But they both work hand in hand under adaptive immunity. When you hear adaptive immunity, if you want to know the major cells that are involved, you know it's the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes. lymphocytes or T cells, think about the guards that are inside the house. Their work is to kill robbers or invaders that has gained entry into the house. While if you think B cells, B lymphocytes, extracellular, outside the house, outside the cell, their work is to prevent invaders from gaining entry into the cell or into the house. So both of them work hand in hand under adaptive immunity. So in subsequent videos, we are going to be looking at the types of adaptive immunity. When you think adaptive immunity, you think specific, slower, has immunological memory, and it develops after exposure to a particular pathogen. When you think innate, you think it's non-specific, it's fast, it does not have immunological memory, and it's inborn. We brought it from birth.